In this video, I want to go through another relatively basic CFA Level 1 exam style question on time value of money. This time we're going to be computing present value, so essentially discounting using both the official formulas as well as the time value of money worksheet. So if this is something you want to get right in the exam, do keep watching and let's get solving. So this is the question which I want us to have a go at. Andrea Fitch plans to purchase a car worth an estimated $20,000 for her daughter upon her graduating from high school in 4 years' time. How much must Fitch invest today in a money market fund expected to earn 3% per year to fund the purchase? Okay, so let's start with the explanations. I'm going to draw, just like before, a timeline. And on this timeline, I'm going to label or have t equal to 0, so that's time 0 today. And then end of year 1, end of year 2, end of year 3, and end of year 4, because Fitch's daughter is going to graduate from high school in 4 years' time, and that's when she will need an expected $20,000 to buy a car for her daughter. So that's going to be our FV essentially, and what is more, that's the FV for future value at time 4. And what we're looking for in this problem is PV. How much should she invest today in a fund that earns a specific amount per year to be able to afford this purchase? Now, in the previous video, the one on future value computations, I introduced a formula whereby we said future value at time n is equal to PV times 1 plus r to the power of n. Now, let's essentially use this formula, transform it a little bit, because this time we know we're looking for PV. So I'm doing PV equals FVN divided by 1 plus 4 to the power of n. And another way of writing the same thing down is to say, well, PV equals FVN times 1 plus 4 to the power of minus n. So dividing by something raised to the power of n is the same as multiplying by that same thing raised to the power of minus n. And if we now use the data from the question, basically, to perform the relevant computations, let's see, we're going to have PV equal to 20,000 divided by 1 plus r. Well, r was 3% in this question, so 1.03 to the power of 4, or alternatively, using this expression, which should absolutely yield the same result, 20,000 times 1.03 to the power of minus 4. Let's try to do both things on the calculator. Okay, first, this computation, 20,000 divided by 1.03 to the power, I'm pressing the y to the power of x key, which is sitting right next door to the brackets, 4 equals, and you can see an answer of 17,769, roughly. Oh, maybe 17,000, yes, 769.7. Let's write this down. If you're not getting this answer on your calculator, if you're getting something completely different, it probably means that your calculator is not formatted to handle computations using the algebraic operating system. So what it does is it first divides and then only then raises to the power of 4. Please change that. It will be very useful for the exam. And there's a video which I've linked to in the description that will show you how to effectively change the formatting of your calculator so that you can handle these types of problems easily. Now let's try the second way. 20,000 times 1.03. Now I'm doing the same thing, pressing the y to the power of x key, which is going to be very crucial here. And now the digit 4 followed by plus minus to change the sign to negative, do equals, as you can see, same result, 17,769. So when we check this against the answers to the question, the possible answers, we can see that the answer is, whichever way we do it, answer C. Okay, I also want us to try and get the same result, but this time using the time value of money worksheet, which is going to be extremely important, as I said in the previous video, for your success in this exam. So what you've got to do, basically, is provide the calculator with all the inputs, save one. You're not going to provide the calculator with an input for PV, because that's what you'll have to essentially compute. So let's try to do it. Remember, always when doing something on the TVM worksheet, always clear it first. So press second, followed by the FV, whose FV key, whose secondary function is clear TVM. So second, FV, and now you're ready. It doesn't really matter what order you do the inputs in. Your calculator doesn't have to first be provided with an input for n, then I over y. That's irrelevant. Now, it makes sense for me to do it this way because I'm going from left to right on those, gray keys of the time value of money. So what I'm doing is, well, the number of years here is 4. So 4 followed by n. I over y, that's the annual rate of return. That's going to be 3. Okay, so 3 followed by I over y. I'm omitting PV because that's what I'm going to calculate, and I'm omitting PMT. There's not going to be any annual or any cyclical payment here that will happen every year. So that's by default going to be left as 0, but I'm going to provide an input for FV because I can tell the calculator how much we want to have at the end of year 4. So that's 20,000 followed by the FV key, 20,000 FV. Okay, perfect. Now I want my calculator to perform the computations. So that's the CPT key right next door to enter, and above the second CPT, followed by PV. Okay, and my calculator is displaying, once again, 17,769.7, except that it's displaying it as a negative number, and the reason is very simple. It's saying this is how much you need to invest. That's the cash outflow today, which will allow you to extract 20,000 inflow in the future, providing the investment earns 3% per year. So just a confirmation that the result is right. And in the exam, you obviously don't do both methods. Choose either the time value of money worksheet or this. This is quicker once you get accustomed to how your calculator works. This is just a confirmation. And anyway, the answer is C.